Hey guys, welcome back to day 5 of Toku Week. I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
the Cinder Blaze.
Alex, welcome back. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Girls in Trouble Space Squad Episode 0.
That sounds kind of dirty. We're going to be taking a look at Girls in Trouble.
My goodness, you calm down. By the way, tomorrow is going to be our Space Squad Goblin vs. Deck Ranger review, but today we're going to be doing episode 0. I like this kinda. Really weak plot, right? It starts out, I don't know, it just, the setup for it is pretty traumatic for all characters involved, and I don't know, the only thing that carried it for me were the characters. And I really liked seeing Shelly come back. I liked seeing Tammy come back. I was surprised they got Shelly. I forgot Sharavan's partner, but her, the doctor girl. And we get to see the Deca girls. I thought this was, I don't know, a fun romp.
Yeah. Your choice of words was perfect right there. Yeah, like you said, you kind of liked it, but it's,
yeah, the
plot is very rough. So you have to
it is.
Know how to like a movie like this. This isn't just gonna be one of those cinematic spectaculars that Koichi Sakamoto has done in the past.
Yeah, and because he directed this, I was really excited for this and the regular Space Squad movie. But I feel like, and I mean, it's not as bad as the comparison I'm making, but it's kind of like with George Lucas, how there wasn't really someone to reel him back for the prequels. There wasn't really anyone reeling him back here. And I mean, a lot of this discussion extends to the Space Squad movie, but here, you've got those patented Koichi Sakamoto, tropes. You don't have, the 3 or 4 regular villains that he usually goes through, but you definitely have, all of the crotch and skirt shots. You have all of the the kicks from the girls, and just I don't know, just as an auteur, you kind of get an idea of where he puts his focus, where he sets his focus. You know what I mean? This was not necessarily made. This felt like it was made as fan service, but on top of that, it's a very specific tokusatsu fan service sort of thing.
Yeah, and these are older characters, right? They're from Sentai characters from way long before. So
Deca Yellow and Deca Pink, they're they're older, but they're still rocking it.
Yeah. But the demographic that this movie might be targeting is probably slightly older. I mean, it's still marketed towards kids, but not
I wouldn't say that, because this is direct to Blu-ray, and Blu-ray prices are extremely high. So Blu-rays are mainly for collectors in Japan.
I thought
this really
this would
is more
advertise a series, a TV series afterwards or something.
The intent, and again, I really want to go into this more into the movie discussion, but the intent was for Sakamoto to do a sort of tokusatsu cinematic universe, and it was hinted at in an interview he did with, I think, the Tokusatsu Network, which was really good, which you guys should definitely check out. But this being his big push, I feel like he could have been reeled back a bit more, because a lot of the strength of his directing comes from the big crossover films, like the big ones, where, I don't know, it feels more like a spectacle most of the time, and that's mostly what I wanted with a decent enough story. I feel like his take on Heisei Generations, that was really good, versus Dr. Pac-Man, really good. It had a solid story, and like his style was all over it. He did have all the, skirt shots and stuff, but it was the action, it was all of that, it was the gimmicks and stuff. And these characters come from a time where gimmicks aren't as prevalent,
Yeah.
And I feel like it doesn't really help. And like, I feel like a lot of what Sakamoto does is like he understands these characters and their tropes, and he's able to integrate them well. And to an extent, he was able to. It's just the plot was really weak this time around.
Yeah, like my argument for that is kind of like, for his previous works, he probably could have had like a really good writing team. So it just, made his job as director a lot easier because he just knew where to go with it. Mm-hmm. For this one, like, there's no guarantee that he has the same writing team as he had in like the past movies. Yeah. And like this is a pretty rogue-like project, so they probably have like some more inexperienced writers on this. I'm not too sure.
Well,
about that.
they put some like one of the Toku regulars on this project, and I don't know. I feel like it's definitely been done better.
Yeah, this was not polished at all.
Yeah, especially like, I mean, let's talk about what the plot was. It was basically, the first half was this, like repeating game where they kept dying and they had to like beat the villain, and it turns out it's this like really convoluted,
simulation
test. Simulation and test. To see out of the agents that they stuck into the simulation who would take down the villain that they had to face the best. And one, that wasted a lot more time than it probably should have, because you could have just sent in as many agents as you could to do the actual task. But this test was to see if they could make it against a villain that was out there right now. Called Lady Helvira. And if you don't know who that is, we didn't either. We had to look it up. Lady Helvira is from one of the metal heroes, Jiku Senshi Spellban. We honestly don't know too much about her. From what I can gather, she's a metal hero, but then also an evil person, and she has like a sordid history with like her father being evil or something. Like she was converted into Helvira. But here she runs like this criminal ring, and she turns into like this very animalistic form whenever like the moon is high or something. Or like, no, she turns into a regular form like once a year or so, which is weird. And I don't understand how a space villain could really react to time if it's relative on different planets. But I get that's besides the point.
Yeah. I honestly didn't care too much about Helvira, because she didn't really play too much of an important role. She just kind of served the villain of the week type of role, and like did her jobs pertaining to that. But beyond that, like, they're probably trying to set up this whole universe thing that you were talking about.
Yeah.
There's possibility of that, but
I honestly I can't see it. Like, they're setting up the like the big bads to be this this huge interwoven organization built up of what I believe to be just past Metal Hero and Sentai villains all coming together. And it's neat, I guess, and we get a taste of it here because Helvira was part of that inner circle. And it's all sort of held together by the butterfly ninja, or ninja butterfly Benikiba. And I thought she was pretty great in this. She was originally she's played by in this episode by what's her name, Marika from Kamen Rider Gaim. Yeah. And then she switches over to who we have now. Either way, like, anytime she's the fight where they introduce that she's able to, like, really, like, she was really karate inclined, I guess, like a fighter. That scene, that immediate shift, it was incredible. And then, like, the team up between her and Tammy, incredible. Yeah. And, like I said, I feel like this movie was definitely carried more by the characters than it was the plot, because I definitely liked seeing all of them together and hanging out. It was nice. It was nice to see people, like, caring for each other and being happy with one another, despite, all the death and killing that was going on in the first half.
Yeah, except for that one chick that Dekiel, like, first meets, like, the one that keeps, like, screaming her head off and just, like, yelling for everything. Like, she could have just died a million more times, and we probably would have been okay with it.
Yeah. Oh, I do kind of want to talk about the chief, or the director. She's really cool. Yeah. I mean, like, that's really all I wanted to say. She's really cool. Like, she went to lock up Lady Helvira, but then she sent out this pheromone that only affects the boys, and they started murdering each other. Oh, by the way, this movie is, like, hella violent. It's so bloody and so gratuitous. And again, I feel like it's kind of sort of like Koichi Sakamoto Unhinged. Like, if you let him do whatever he wants, he will go off the wall crazy with just things he likes, what he wants to see, like some pretty absurd deaths, like some crazy looking deaths, and some lady legs, some sweaty lady legs.
Yeah, he made sure that all of them were wearing short skirts.
Yeah,
except for that one chick in the back in that one scene who's wearing tights, which yeah, I'm staring at a screenshot right now, and it's kind of confusing me why she's, not in uniform, but whatever.
That's great for the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
But again, like, I found this movie to be enjoyable despite, like, not having a lot of substance. It definitely was, like, a pack-in sort of thing, and it felt like, hey, we have these, I guess, idols under contract. I guess we kind of have to use them or, like, feature them in a prominent way or something. Like, this definitely felt like a contractual obligation that they just kind of ran with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I did enjoy myself. It was fun. Characters are great. I love anytime you bring me Shinken Yellow again, I will be happy. I'll be very happy. I thought this was a fun movie. I had a good time watching it. Could have used a little more henshin, but what can you do? We
still got the fight at the end, right?
Huh?
We still got the fights at the end, so.
That fight at the end was not great though. When the Deca girls were fighting Helvira. Oh, excuse me, the twin cam angels, because that's what Doggy calls them, right?
Yeah.
That was something. I didn't watch enough of Deca Ranger. Oh my god. Was that a Deca Ranger thing? Tell us in the comments down below if that was like a Deca Ranger thing. Because that was weird.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit there and tell me that wasn't. That was real weird.
It's
yeah. Like, that felt so out of place. I don't know. And yeah, it served as a decent prequel to the Space Squad movie. It definitely set up a lot of stuff with Shelley, and I'm glad we got to kind of explore her character for just to get snubbed at the end of, you know, the Galvan movie. But hey, that's neither here nor there. That's there.
Yeah.
There's in next to tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of the problems here we can probably address in the review for tomorrow, because
yeah,
I feel like it'll be better explained in that context.
But yeah, why don't you give us your overall thoughts? I've given my overall thoughts like 3 times over now.
Yeah, overall thoughts. There's bits and moments of this movie that are, you know, good and enjoyable, but if you're thinking about like the cohesion of the entire movie, there really is none. And if you try to focus on like the whole package of the movie, you're gonna be kind of disappointed, because, you know, this is just like a bunch of fan service. But
it is, yeah.
This, for an episode 0, that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's kind of what
it is, what it needed to be.
Yeah, like know? This is the perfect opportunity for you to squeeze all that stuff in. And if you're a fan of the series, I mean, all the characters have decent enough, you know, screen time. So
yeah, and they're like really fun to be around. Anytime I had no trouble just, I don't know, like anytime they divide up, like I'd have fun watching any division of that team. And I kind of wanted, like, now seeing that, I kind of wanted to see more of that element brought into Space Squad. But I guess that was more of a Galvan thing. That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, that's basically it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
But yeah. Cool. Anyways, guys, that concludes, what are we at? Day 5? Day 5 of Toku Week. So come back tomorrow for day 6, and we will be reviewing, I gotta look this up. This is pretty bad. Space Squad, Galvan versus Deca Ranger. I'm very excited.
So many times.
I know. Shut up. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to tell us what you thought about this, or maybe like ask us questions about it, definitely ask us in the comments down below, and hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more from us each week, or like each day for this entire week, because we are building up to Kamen Rider Build, the premiere of Kamen Rider Build. So make sure to tune in either Monday or Tuesday, whenever, you know, it gets subbed and we're able to put it out for you. Yeah, that's about it, guys. See ya.
Bye.